Hi everyone. Welcome to the Isn't It Romantic Book Club. Another great live. Today we have Holly Mortimer. My name is Sharon Wray. I'm here with Diana Muñoz Stewart. We're two of the originating founders of the group. I write romantic suspense for Source Books, and my third book, In Search of Truth, just came out in February, and I have a novella, Love's Last Kiss, coming out this summer. And okay, Diana.
Hi, everybody. My name's Diana Muñoz Stewart. I write romantic suspense for The Strong of Heart. The third book in my series, The Cost of Honor, is out now. This is Holly Mortimer. We're so excited to have her here with us. Holly is a travel romance writer, and she will transport you to the shores of romantic Ireland, where you'll lose yourself inside the drama and the love that is the Murphy family. From oldest to youngest, these 5 siblings fall in and out of love, travel the Irish countryside, and learn that loving someone doesn't always go as planned. Holly transports the readers into her world filled with travel, babies, and lots of alphas. Love it. Welcome, Holly.
Hi, Holly. Welcome. So glad you're here.
Hi, thanks for having me. This COVID quarantine time. How are you?
I am good. I'm my once a week expeditions out of the house are fun and exciting. I live in Canada, in Ontario, where there was frost on the ground today, so it's still cold. So being indoors isn't so bad as far as like how my mental state is handling it. It's not too bad. The writing has taken a dive into very, I think everyone's either writing like that I talk to, something a lot lighter and brighter, or for me, my lighter and brighter rom-coms have gone into like definite women's fiction, introspective, transformational, very thought-provoking.
What is the meaning of all of this, right?
What is the meaning of this? Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
but you're a travel romance writer. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, I made up my own genre. Like what I know, Amazon does not have that as a category. I can't believe it. So before, we've all always been writers, right? But before I was able to pay the bills with writing, I worked in the travel industry, and I was what's called a national account manager for a tour operator. And we put together tours of the UK, Ireland, and Europe. And so I spent a lot of time traveling around the world, speaking at conferences, teaching travel agents on how to sell this stuff. So that was my job for about 10 years prior to this. And while I was traveling, I was always alone, and I would just write. And I was usually influenced by the locations where I was. So I say that I am a travel romance writer because it's pretty much what I love to travel, even though there's a bit of small town, a bit of the other kind of tropes and themes. But I like to always set the location in something that's very kind of rooted in tourism, or depends on where you live, far, far away. The funny, weird thing is that this particular series that I'm talking about today, the Irish series that I wrote, it sells like really well in Ireland itself, so and the UK, which I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, that means your descriptions must be really accurate,
I suppose. Right? Yeah, I mean, I've been there a lot, so at least there's that true, authentic piece that lives there. But I am in no way Irish, that's for sure.
Do you purposefully travel to places that you want to write about?
I did. After I stopped working for that tour operator, I went back to Ireland without having a schedule. And I wrote, I did it twice, and I wrote two books in that 6-book series with the intention of like traveling there and spending a lot of time writing, and immersed in different locations. So yes, and my next series that I have coming out takes place in Whistler, Canada. And I took a trip there for a few weeks in the summer. So.
And this is the Murphy.
Yeah, the Irish series is called the Murphy series. Yeah,
the Murphy series.
Yeah.
Right. So, do you have a favorite couple in the Murphy series? How many books are there now?
Well, there are, like, if you want to get technical, 5.5, but there are 6. So there's 5 full novels and 1 novella. Okay. Yeah, my favorite couple is Aidan and Gray, and they are book 2, which is called Expectation. I think the reason I know the reason I love them is that there's the most of me in Gray, and it very closely follows my own personal journey to childbirth, and it has a lot of ups and downs. I won't give away all of the stuff, but it has. I receive a lot of, because there's a lot about, I had very high risk pregnancies. And so she is a one night stand turned into a lifetime commitment, and that's where the kind of book starts. And he is he ends up being her doctor, but they don't know that until they meet. And then clearly,
that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so then he is no longer her doctor. But he has a very high risk pregnancy, and he really struggles with wanting to be committed. And that, although that was not my situation, but I did have very high risk pregnancy, so I could write a lot of detailed emotional information about carrying a baby when you're not sure what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
So that, but they're my favorite couple. Now, the first book, I enjoy that the banter between that couple more as like Brennan and Samantha. It's very much more rom-commy, and then Expectation does take a dive into serious town, but it comes back. There's some lightheartedness stuff.
And which part of Ireland does that one take place in?
They all take place on the Dingle Peninsula.
I love Dingle. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, me too. I stayed in a bed and breakfast in a kind of out by Connor Pass, so at Brandon Bay. And so that's like the location of the family pub that they all inherit, or that Brennan inherits from his mom. And it's like in bankruptcy and all of this. So that's where most of the action takes place. They travel inland to some farm, like the family farm, mostly in Western Ireland, right around the Dingle Peninsula. Yeah,
beautiful spot.
I mean, how could you not be inspired to write a romance?
We were on Dingle Peninsula this time last year in May.
I like to go in May too. It's just off season, but still warm. I've been very lucky. I haven't had too many gross days there in May, but May and the fall, both too.
Yeah, May and the fall.
But you're writing about closer to home too, right?
Yeah. So being Canadian, I have family. I have a lot of family in British Columbia, which is where Whistler Village is. So it's a little ski village in the up in the Rocky Mountains, about an hour and a half north of Vancouver, which is where my family lives. So it'll be fun to be able to finally put Canadianisms in books, and I won't hear from readers saying,
"What is a Canadianism?"
or my editor saying, "Should you really put that in there?" Like this time I could say, "Yeah, I am," and it's staying. So,
what is a Canadianism?
Fun things that I found out that I didn't really know were Canadianisms would be like, I don't know if in the US, I think like we call them pepperettes or like meat sticks. Those are things, or the spell
like beef jerky.
Beef, yeah, but they're like in a stick. Or milk in a bag, or we only have milk from bags. We don't have.
Oh, you don't have like a jug.
No,
you don't cart it.
No. It doesn't stand up.
It doesn't stand up. You have to get a container to put your milk in.
Wow.
I know. You buy them in a bag of 3 of them at a time for the most part. So yeah. I could go on and on and on. But mostly with my editor, it's the spelling. She's like, pick a side of the border. Either you're going to spell with you or you're not going to spell with you. So like everything is OU or double L's and things like that. So I decided to spell. I'm pretty sure the Irish series is very kind of North American type spelling, but this one I might go back to spelling all through the series as like how Canadians and Brits spell a lot of the words.
So are you excited about getting to describe, the beauty of?
Yeah, I love mountains. So if we can take the situation that we're currently all in, of being home, housebound, and exclude all the awful stuff that is surrounding it, I would be quite happy to live alone in a mountain, in a village where you went down once a week and possibly skied into like a chalet for a day.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be.
Are you a good skier?
I know how to ski, and I started out my skiing career as a teenager, and then I went into the hospital. I broke my leg in 3 places.
Wow.
And now I'm a terrible skier because I'm terrified. My kids are great skiers.
And we're terrified too.
Yeah, I haven't skied on the big mountains as just
Holly, when did the first book in that series come out? What's the title?
In this series that I'm writing, the title is still work in progress. Comes out in October.
Okay, great.
I've blown through about 6 titles and I haven't landed on one. So nor have I put a pre-order up because I can't. It's a little different than what the traditional contemporary romance, which is very much what all of the previous books that I've written. It's a crossover between women's fiction and contemporary. And so I'm trying to get the title just right. But the premise around those books will be there will be 7. I am writing I'm writing heroines who are over the age of 40, which is
I love it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was scared for the longest time until my writing coach said, like, why don't you just do it? And I'm like, because mainstream wants their heroines younger, right? But there's a gap. I'm 48 and there's a gap in relatable heroines. And
I think so.
I'm really struggling with not with the writing of the book, but with getting the marketing. So the title and the cover and the blurbs and all of that. Well,
you do a great job with your taglines. I was just reading one of them for the Murphy series book. Brandon Murphy just wanted the women in his life to give him a peaceful Irish existence until she walked into his pub and peaceful flew right out the window. Oh, I love it.
That's great.
Thank you. I struggle with copywriting. It's funny how a lot of writers struggle with copywriting. So, which is like the act of writing you have a short period of time and you need to translate all of the things you want in like 1 or 2 sentences.
Yes,
it's so hard, right?
It's impossible.
So you're reading like iteration number 10,102. I don't know. I'm working on all of my books metadata because that's what we're doing right now. I mean, I can't focus all the time on writing. My brain just won't do it. So something that I can do that's a little different is that. But thank you for saying that.
Holly,
I like writing them.
Do you do your own covers or do you have a cover artist? Because you're beautiful.
Thank you. No, I have a cover artist. I used to do my own covers. And my very good friend Zoe York, and if you guys know Zoe was like, she called me up one day. She goes, let me just give you a little hint, help. You need new covers. Stop doing more covers. I'm like, I know. But as a new writer, you're always, you have a budget and you're just kind of slapping stuff on there because you're so excited, right? And then when, as you move farther down the road, if I could give any new writers advice, it would be hire a great editor and a great cover artist and get those blurbs and descriptions kind of well written. And then also, obviously, what's on the inside is very, very important. But those things that you do well, you do. And those things that you are not so good at, find the budget to outsource them. So, my cover artist actually is a funny story. I was on a vacation in Michigan and out to dinner with some friends. And she met us there. She's a friend of these friends. And she said, oh my God, I know. And she was this fan. It was so weird because that does not happen to me. And she's a web designer. And she asked if she could do my covers and my website for me. And we have worked together ever since. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What a great story.
Yeah. She's never done book covers before at that point, but she does a real good job.
We have a couple questions here. Someone asked, do your characters talk to you? And if they do, have you had to change something in the book that you were writing at the time? Like, has your character insisted on a different direction?
So all the time, I guess. I'm a pantser, so I started at the beginning, and I'm also very much chronological writer. So I start at the beginning and write all the way through to the end, and then I do it again, and then I do it again. And so yeah, things are shifting, but the fifth book in that series, Undone, or the sixth, depends on who you ask, the last one, I really struggled with. I was in a serious case of burnout, and I wrote that book 5 times, and my editor was like, something's not right. So you just kind of put headphones on, and I let the characters tell me what was wrong, you know, and you think, I was thinking it should be one way, but what I really knew, it should be this. And so, yeah, they changed the course, and that book would be the one where the characters changed the course of the book significantly throughout the whole thing.
How long does it normally take you to write a book, Holly?
I am a slow writer, and because I publish part-time as opposed to full-time, it takes me about 3 months-ish. That book that we just talked about took me 9 months. But I mean, so I'd say if I was really sit-down focused doing it, it would take me 3 months for first draft, and then I love the revision.
Slow.
It's not okay. I have some clients who like, in 2 weeks I'm gonna get this book done. Like,
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love the revision part. I like to go slow, and then I like to do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I hate the drafting. I hate the drafting.
It's torture, exactly.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
You know, I've been doing a lot of these interviews, and I was interviewing Blue Sapphire, and she has this wonderful blue wig that she wore. So I went and purchased a wig that was purple because I thought, well, why not? And my hair, you know, I have to do something about this hair, which I can't get done. So I have to ask you, ladies, would you guys ever wear a wig?
I've really intensely contemplated just dyeing my hair a weird color right now, but it's not going to happen. But yeah, I would totally wear a wig. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would wear a wig. I was able to get my hair done right before we went into lockdown.
Oh, you're lucky.
You're very lucky.
I bought a couple boxes of the root extender, just to have it. But yeah, I wore a wig. Talk about difficult pregnancy. I had a difficult pregnancy, and at the end of it, a lot of my hair fell out.
Oh wow!
And I ended up wearing a wig for a while, but it was for a short time.
Yeah. I mean, it's something I never considered before, but it looked so good on her. I was like, maybe I'll.
I didn't pick a wild color. I was like, I just had I had twins. I had babies. I was like, there's something on my head. Like I didn't leave the house. It didn't matter. Nobody saw me. It was kind of.
How long did it take for it to grow back? Sorry, this is going in.
No.
I don't remember. Within the year, everything was good. But I didn't leave the house for a year, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, twins. I have twin brothers, and as an older sibling of twins, I feel you. Everybody kept saying, wouldn't it be great if you had twins? I'm like, it would not be great. No.
Holly, are you homeschooling right now?
So I have teenagers there. I am home, I don't know, monitoring, I guess you could say. I have 2 sides of the coin. I have one teenager who is very diligent and at a higher grade level. So she has to get stuff done in order to kind of accomplish or graduate, not graduate, but move forward to the next grade. Mm-hmm. And she has a lot of commitments. And then the younger one is just getting her to turn on a computer is a huge win without screaming and I don't want to do this kind of thing. So yeah, kind of homeschooling. I'm really thankful that I don't have young children.
I am too.
In the past few months.
Yeah.
Mine are in college. They're kind of on their own, but I'm so grateful.
Have you pushed back your deadlines for yourself? Are you kind of just letting it go and see how you end up, or you just have an actual?
No, mine was already planned for late this year, so that's good. My editors everything is kind of on track-ish. I don't know. I don't think we were live when I was saying that my book has taken a turn into a place where I wasn't really thought it was going to go. So I'm not sure that will stay. So now I'm like, oh, do I keep it? Do I not? So there's a lot of words that were written that I'm like, I don't know. I might have to go back to the drawing board, but I'm fortunate. I didn't have to push anything back. No.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I know you work with a lot of writers as a coach.
Yeah.
Have you seen the same kind of struggle with the people you're coaching?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I find that they fall into two very black and white categories. Either they are unable to write completely, or they are writing more and different than what they've ever kind of written before, and there doesn't seem to be anybody in the middle ground. So there are some, I'm sure, that are in the middle, but those that I talk to are like, what can I do when I can't write? And those are a lot of the conversations that I've been having. Or I'm writing something I'm not sure fits with my brand, or I'm really feeling what's happening, the external kind of conflict that's there, and I want to write about that. What do you think? So those are challenges for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't think any author is 100% kind of in the track where they thought they would be at this point in time. There are a lot of things happening. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's really another whole business for you. So, I mean, what your work with other authors, what kind of services do you provide them?
So I have a few different services. I love email marketing. So I do a lot of just projects for authors on just either writing their emails or designing their emails or building frameworks. And then they put in all of the stuff. I do a lot of that. I have a MailerLite certification, so I mostly do things with MailerLite, but I can kind of write an email. I love writing emails. And then
that's great.
That's amazing. And then I also in my day job, I say my day job, but prior to kind of moving almost exclusively into the author coaching arena, I was kind of a generalized entrepreneurial coach, and I worked for the government doing small business coaching as a service that they have here for small businesses. So I thought, well, why not? I know a lot about writing and I know a lot about entrepreneurship. So I'm going to create this space where writers, particularly romance writers, can come and hang out digitally. So we have that small membership space, which is called the Social Vert Society, and we meet there. There's about 100 authors, and half of them hang out in the Facebook group, and the other half just kind of one-off, ask me questions here and there. And I just kind of give as much guidance as I can on the marketing of books. In that,
that's a great idea. Such a great community.
I love being a member of the Social Work Society.
Thanks, guys. What I noticed was being an author, when I first started, I really started to take off when I found mentors, and I could ask questions, and I'm like my mentor Zoe, where I'm like, oh, you mean this cover is terrible? She's like, yeah, it's terrible, or whatever. Here's why. Not that the cover is terrible. It's just like, here's the design you need to look. Here's the flow where an eye goes. And a couple other mentors locally who were, let me help you. And it made such a huge difference in my life that, I have a free version of that where I try to kind of give some of myself to that. And then in the business world, I like a paid version. And then I have a mastermind where Diana, you hang out in there with me. A very small group. And we just kind of go through the business planning phase, which is something that a lot of authors
of authors don't do. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, we have time for, I think we have a couple more questions here. So one is, what do you want your readers to take from your books?
Oh, so I have a mission statement, and of course it's flown right out of my head, but
I know, did you hate that? Oh God.
Ultimately what I would like to happen is that I write for women who are parents, and so I have a lot of kids or single. I have a lot of single parents in the upcoming work in progress, which is what I am, a single parent of teenagers. And I want to see that a woman of the, a certain age, so let's say 35 to 65,
Mm-hmm.
and can pick up a book and see themselves on the page and feel those hopes and dreams can be fulfilled, or just lose themselves in this transformation of the heroine. And they're very heroine focused, and the hero is always an alpha. I love writing alphas, but they are there in hopefully a role.
Sorry,
Pardon me?
No, sorry. That's
like,
awesome.
That there's something there for. I hate saying older woman, because I don't feel like
I get it.
An old, you're an old lady, but.
And I think that has changed too, hasn't
I agree.
it? Because people can be so vital, way past 40, 60, 70, 80 and on, people can be. I saw a thing the other day of this woman who was 73, just ran her first marathon.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a goal.
I have 3 95-year-old women who email me on the regular every time they finish a book, and they're like 3 friends, and I die. She's like, you might think 95 is too old, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you go, girl. And so it's like,
and you never know the life experience of someone. One of my best friends is 60, and yet she's always read older heroines, because she was married at 19, miscarried at 20, became a widow at 21.
Wow.
And within that period of time, had bought and sold 2 homes. So by the time she was 22, she'd actually lived a lifetime.
Yeah.
So her whole life, and then she married again and had more children and everything, but her whole life she was always looking for heroines at her age that had done all those things, and there weren't any. She always read older heroines.
Yeah, I think it's time that we can kind of see ourselves. I mean, this is speaking purely for me, but see myself on the page, and they're not all divorced women that I'm writing about now, but some of them are, and some of them have chosen career over family. All these different kind of women. I was inspired by an article I read in the New York Times on the new 50 for females, and how they're just starting, and they're learning how to surf, and they're learning and they are careers, and they are CEOs, and they are this, that, and the other thing. And they're kind of thinking maybe they're going to start a relationship too, and I'm like, yes,
that is great. That is wonderful.
That's awesome.
And the response is really good. So someone asked, you are a new to them author. Which book should they start reading?
Start with Worlds Apart. It's the first book in the biggest series that I have, and you'll feel that flavor that I've just talked about. All of the women in the books are entrepreneurs. All of them have great careers or startings of careers. And they're all in their 30s. So that's my 30s. And then I'm going to write 40s now, and then I'll tackle 50s and when the series is done. But yeah, start with Worlds Apart.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been so much fun talking to you and hanging out inside Isn't It Romantic Book Club. We appreciate that.
I love lockdown. It's so exciting. Thank you for having me. This is the most exciting thing I've done all month. Yeah.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Well, bye to everyone. We'll see you later.
Bye, everyone. Thank you,
Bye.
Holly. Bye.